Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avadon the Black Fortress with me, Atantuo. We are still in the process of exploring all the areas that opened up in the eponymous Black Fortress after fulfilling our first quest, to clear out the dungeons. And our next quest step is to actually meet our leader, the Keeper Redbeard, who everybody seems to be pretty terrified of, even his own people. Of course, we're not quite done looking at everything yet, so there are two staircases down that I've found, one of which is marked on my map for some reason. We also talked to two people, a shaman and a shadow blade, I think they're called. Oh, whoops. Who are probably going to become party members later on, or at least options for party members. And envoy Rasula. Oh, okay. I wasn't told to talk to her. I don't know why that part was marked. Oh, also apparently the whole lower floor is on one map. That makes things easier in a way. Let's talk to her. There is a tall, elegant woman sitting at this table. Well, she's not really sitting, but that's fine. She wears a long, flowing dress that must have been fantastically expensive. She sips wine and reads a scroll. When you approach, she stands and bows. Always best to be polite to the warriors of our masters. We have learned, if nothing else, to be humble. I am Envoy Brasula of the Tawan Empire. Ah, okay. So, she's not one of our own. I guess the title of Envoy should have made that clear to me in the first place. Anyway, she sits down and reclaims her goblet of wine. I would like to speak with you, I guess. Or maybe I should say... Oh, wait, maybe good day to you is like saying goodbye. Let's speak with her. And I with you. We of the Tawan Empire always want to deal with Avadon. However, at this point, I only have work for you if you travel to the Baraza Woods. Well, I don't currently. She sighs. Not unusual. Well, I wish you the best of travels, but there is no profit in further conversation for either of us. She returns to her scroll. Okay, so I'm guessing that we'll probably get sent to those woods. I already forgot what they're called, relatively soon. And she's going to give us a side quest. Most likely. What have we here? Abi's chambers. Oh, Abi? Who was Abi? I met a person called Abi. Should I just... Oh yeah. Also, this is something I read up on in the instructions menu. There is actually a stealing mechanic, so this is marked as NY, not yours. So taking this while someone is watching would make everybody hostile, most likely. So I'm not going to do that, especially since I already have the same weapon, so it wouldn't give me an immediate benefit past possibly selling it. Also, yeah, of course, all of these things are also marked as not mine, and I'm not going to steal just for some potential small monetary benefit. Not from my friends, anyway. Or, well, colleagues and comrades. Maybe not friends yet. Especially since I don't remember who in particular that Abi person was. Valna's chambers. I don't think I've met her. The name does not seem familiar, but her chambers are locked. She is being more careful. Oh, nice. More experience. This book is about open arms within. Okay. Whatever that is. This entry has been added to your codex. Yes. Whoops. Let's not hit the wrong buttons any more than necessary. Open arms within. There are two principles the Pact relies upon to guide it in its laws and actions. The first of these is open arms within. This means that all members of the Pact are supposed to greet each other with open arms, acting at least on the surface like they are all brothers and sisters. Of course, the reality is more complicated. Kalimdariel thinks that Hulklanda is a hopelessly repressed land. Hulklanda thinks that the Kva is a wild, savage place. The people of the Kva regard the folk of the Wildrealm as mere barbarians, and so on. But in any public dealings, such matters are ignored. The members of the Pact are supposed to act like all other members, no matter how distasteful, are valued, worthy allies in the difficult quest for survival. And this is, of course, the case. Makes sense. If you're going to work together, you should at least try to get along while you're dealing officially and representing the Pact. Okay, this is locked as well. I should really... The thing is, if I'm always going to be just on my own, with my main character while walking around this home base here, will I ever be able to actually pick any locks, since warriors don't get any skills for that? Or I guess, oh, what? There were two people talking back here. When you get close, they leave very quickly. How odd. Who were those people? Do I see that? No, I do not. Whoops. Should have probably paid attention to who that was. Maybe I'll rewatch the footage later on, since I didn't pay attention. You could just go back and pause the video if you're interested. Maybe some conspirators? I don't know. Or maybe just lovers meeting in secret. Admis. What was I talking about? Oh man. My memory and attention span. Oh, an animal skin that I am allowed to take. Yes, please. That's worth 40. Guess that's worth taking then. Admis. There is a young steward at this table, polishing a pair of large leather boots. Your presence seems to make him incredibly nervous, though that is the response most people would have to a warrior of Avadon. Well, he should be used to seeing those, though. He looks up at you. Greetings. I am Admis. Did you need something? Mending? Polishing? What do you do here? I'm just a steward. I tend to the guests, help them, keep things clean. I am not a warrior, or an eye. We just keep Avadon running. Tell me about the other guests. Avadon gets many visitors, from the Pact and the Farlands. They all want help, or to sell information, or to influence Avadon, and they stay down here, and I help them. What do you do for all the guests? Get them food, tend to their needs, answer their questions, tell them about etiquette, and help them to not make any embarrassing mistakes. Okay, that's useful. Where are you from? I am from Duram. I was a servant there, in a merchant's villa. I met a hand when he was staying with us. The hand liked me and brought me here. You didn't mind leaving the villa? Well, my master was buying shiploads of stolen goods from Svorgald. Avadon was angry. By the time they were done, there was not much villa left to serve. Okay. That's all for now. Thank you. Yeah, right, before I met those two there, kind of met, I was thinking about, musing about, picking locks, but I guess, the lockpick skill, or the respective spell, only reduced the amount of lockpicks needed, so I could still open those doors, even though it would take me a lot more lockpicks. We'll see how plentiful those are going to be. Just another worker. This is all going to be stealing, of course. All private property. But still, doesn't hurt to check. Shima 3-spear. Shima 3-spear. Is that the Shadowblade? I think it might be. I think he had a last name like this. I don't actually remember his first name. Oh, this is interesting. I'm allowed to steal his stuff, I guess, because I can technically use it to equip him, which I might actually do. So, yeah, razor discs, Shadowblade weapons, apparently. Still don't know if those are going to be used up from using them, from throwing. Would make sense if they were, but you do also have unlimited arrows, so there's that. Fine cloak, better than what I'm wearing, so thank you very much, Shima. What have we here? Janelle of the Wild Realm. Yeah, that's the shaman that I met. So I suppose I'm... Oh, she has two chests to loot, one of which is empty. Too bad. Leather cap, not too useful, I guess. And I'm going to take these animal skins again. Anything loose on the ground? Just leather boots. Oh, those are stealing. Oh, that's a little inconsistent, but that's fine. Let's see here. Oh, the bath? Quite the pool they got here. Who are you? Just a worker? Okay. Oh, right, and this connects to the other stairs I had found. Wait, so... Oh, okay, yeah. This just connects all around. So let's continue exploring here. What have we here? A potion of vitality. Yes, please. I already had one of those. So that's basically a yeah, stamina restoration. Some healing. This was a recovery. Oh, right. Cooldown reset, basically. Okay. And a frenzy potion. Good. Good, good. I tend not to make the best use of my resources, though, in RPGs or in games in general. I tend to hoard stuff, I guess. I'm not alone in that. The too good to use syndrome tends to kick in at a pretty low threshold for me. So, Keeper's Wine Vault, stewards only. I wonder. Is it actually forbidden to go in here? I guess not. It's just regular old wine. Not too interested in that. Alright, so is that everything? Let's see here. There are 3 doors that I didn't enter. I remember 2 doors being locked, specifically. So, what about this? Did I even check this? I might not have. I'm really missing the much faster walking speed of the Avernum games. Or the Avernum game, the one I played. Oh, yeah, I did not actually check this. Is there any sign here on the wall that I cannot see? I guess not. This seems abandoned, or like as if someone robbed this place. Huh. Interesting. Maybe it's just unused. What have we here? This still counts as stealing. Just a dagger, a potion of recovery, and 7 coins. Well, not worth losing any karma about, even though karma is not a thing as far as I know in this game. But still. There will be plenty of loot, and the way I tend to play these games, or games in general, again, very meticulously and grabbing everything I possibly can, checking every single corner, I tend to end up with huge amounts of money and everything that I never realistically run out of. Now, this round hall is in the center of this floor of Avadon. A spiral staircase dominates the room, rising 30 feet straight up and through a hole in the ceiling. Huge, emotionless, unblinking guards watch the chamber, ready to instantly impale anyone who seems the slightest bit untrustworthy. You concentrate on looking trustworthy. These stairs lead up to the chambers of Redbeard, Keeper of Avadon, the merciless guardian of the Pact, whom you now need to face. You shudder. I guess I do. Yeah. Just regular guards, though, it looks like. So this is yeah, it is the center of the map, so there's probably a lot more to this keep that I have yet to explore. We'll see. Maybe more areas are going to be walled off for now, but... so what is this? Sevelin. Oh, okay. So that's our warrior friend here. He should be home. I was told that I can actually talk to my comrades while they are in their quarters. Let's see here. Take a look at his stuff. Incense, yes please. You can keep your robes, but I'm going to take this potion of vitality. Thank you. And more experience. This book is about the Farlands. This entry has been added to your codex. Okay, the Farlands. Oops. Hey Sevelin, how are you doing? Sevelin is sitting in his quarters, working on maintaining his weapons. There are a variety of blades on the desk in front of him. He takes great care to sharpen and polish each one. He looks up at you. What do you wish of me, Atantor? I'd like to know more about where you're from. Actually, yeah, we hadn't much of a chance to talk about more personal matters before. He nods. I'm a warrior of the Kwa, upholder of the Stone Code. He smiles wryly. I learned early on that others do not appreciate me holding forth on the virtues of my land. I only do so when asked. Others don't admire your land? There are 5 lands in the Pact, each with their own traditions and practices. While interest in survival holds us together, there is a lack of respect for each other's ways. After all, it was less than a century ago that we were all embroiled in a vicious civil war, and there are still many grudges. Why did you come to Avadon? Because I believe in the justice of the Stone Code, and I believe in the wisdom of the Pact. I came here to be a living example, to show to all that the Stone Code has much to teach us. And have you had success? First, I learned that people from other lands have no interest in fairly evaluating our ways. He self-consciously touches the scar on his cheek. Then a mission went horribly wrong, and I lost any value as a good example. I mean, I still don't quite understand why a scar on his cheek makes him less of a warrior, or makes him doubt his ability to fight at all. Maybe there are more wounds that are not as easily visible, but he has not mentioned those at all, I don't think. Anyway, there were more things to ask him. Actually, yeah, tell me more about the Stone Code. It is a set of laws, harsh and fair, and unlike in other states, they apply to all. From the peasants to the lords to the monarchs, all must obey them, or be exposed to a shem to all. It is not like Avadon, where one man is the law and all fear him. Not, I hasten to add, that I would ever criticize Avadon. No, of course not. Can you give me an example of one of your laws? Of course. Consider theft. If a thief steals more than 10 coins worth of goods, the miscreant is brought before a judge, so to hear the facts of the case. If the judge finds guilt, other factors such as starvation or desperation are considered. Then 3 penalties can be given: removal of the hand, branding of a T on the criminal's wrist, or banishment can be applied. Branding is most common. It is far from rare to see people, even nobles and the young, with that telltale mark. Is that not really harsh? It is harsh. Life is harsh in the Kwa. Stealing a bag of meal worth 10 coins can doom a family to starvation. The weight of the punishment matches the crime. And how do regular folk know the laws? They are carved on stones in the middle of each village, thus the Stone Code. All are able to approach and see what they may and may not do. Another point in its favor, one that I have described to any who would listen. Yeah, there were more things. That's a nice collection of blades, I guess. I didn't really see it, but the description said so. He nods. My master in the Kwa told me that a true craftsman is never satisfied by less than the finest tools. If my blades were dirty or not properly sharp, he would show his displeasure. I'd like to know more about where you're from. He nods. Okay, so that's the same thing as before. Why did you come to Avadon? That's all the same stuff. Nice collection. Can you tell me more about your scar? Hand Sevelin frowns. Yes, if you are to trust me with your life, you should know of me. This is nothing that should be kept secret. I showed some promise when I arrived, so I was soon sent with a band of other hands back to my beloved Kwa. We were to hunt a pack of bandits. Why was Avadon interested in mere bandits? Because they were hiding in the Kwa and raiding over the border in Kalemdariel. This sort of thing raises tension between the Pact states and thus involves Avadon. So what happened? There is actually little to tell. We followed their trail, we camped. They attacked in the night, but the hand on watch was not properly attentive. I returned to Avadon. I was not disgraced, but a cloud hung over me. None wished to take me on their missions. You are my last chance, I think. That doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. Maybe he hasn't been telling the whole story? Yeah, what happened to those bandits? Nothing yet. Redbeard has sent others to hunt them, I think. I am not told the details. I can't imagine such an outrage against warriors of Avadon going unanswered. You can see on his face that he has some doubts. Oh, I can see that, yeah. I guess so. I think that was all. Thank you. Okay, right, there was another codex entry on the Farlands. The Farlands are the small states and regions in the Outer Peninsulas, in the islands of Linnaeus. They are the old foes of, and now dominated by, the Midlands Pact. They are spread out around the edges of the known world, and not generally allied in any way. The main thing they have in common is many merry years raiding, invading, and just generally harassing the nations of the Pact. Some of these states are actual recognizable political entities, like the loose aggregation of tribes that forms Swargald, or the pitiful shreds of the Tawan Empire. Other Farlands are true barbarian territories, like the Titan Peaks or the Wretchlands, harsh, wild territory, occupied by monsters and savages that are not worth the effort to tame them. And then there is the corruption. That is simply too bizarre for description. One of the primary reasons for the Pact to exist at all is to provide a united front against the Farlands, and to control them as much as possible using diplomacy and harsher methods. The Pact rules Linnaeus based on two principles: open arms within, and the stone wall beyond. Oh, we haven't found that entry yet. So as I thought, there aren't actually any weapons lying around. Too bad. Oh, Polis is greeting me by name. I don't think we have met. But, hello, good day to you too. There is a steward wandering among the office and quarters of the Hands and Hearts. He is an aging man, crisply dressed, the very picture of dignity. He gives you a little bow. I welcome you, Hand of Avadon. I am Polis. I will serve you when you desire. Tend to your needs. Deliver messages. Whatever it takes to ease your mind. Oh, how convenient. Where are you from? I guess let's just work off those questions in order. I am from the Tawan Empire. I have been honored with this posting, and I have been here for 20 years. The Tawan Empire, isn't that one of the Farlands? Yes. The Tawan Empire is the enemy of the Pact, but I do not concern myself with politics. I exist to provide quality service. That's good to hear. Do you know anything about the troubles Avadon has been facing? His mouth developed a slight tick. I know nothing of that. I do not pay attention to politics. I only serve. That's very wise. If that's true. What do you do here exactly? I take care of the distracting needs of the Hands, Eyes, and Hearts, so that they can focus on their work. How exactly can you help me? I can provide food, clean linens, light, whatever your day-to-day needs require. Light for my chambers? No. I guess... Huh. So, I'm hungry. If I say I'm hungry, he's probably going to give me some food item. If I had to guess, and I don't really have to guess, but I'm going to say linens because I don't quite know what he's going to give me. Polis leaves for a minute. He soon returns with an immaculately clean blanket, pillow, and towel. Will you need anything else? No, thank you. So, did he just give me those items? Yes, he did. Well. You should always know where this is. Nice reference. Douglas Adams, rest in peace. I guess I'm going to keep this around just, you know, for reasons. And also, what's this? Inspections. What is this? Inspection cells. I cannot actually enter. Alright. That's fine. Yeah, again, it's a bit unfortunate that things like... Well, also, it's a bit unfortunate that I cannot seem to not display these... turn off all these markers, that is. They are somewhat obstructing the map. But also, what I was going to say is that it's a bit unfortunate that locked doors aren't actually marked. That would be a nice functionality that I would really like to see. I don't know, maybe the successor, the Avadon 2, does that? Possibly. Okay, this is not my quarters apparently, but maybe this is going to be about the stone wall. Okay, no, this book is just about Avadon. Okay, fair enough. Keep pressing escape for some reason. Let's see here. Avadon. Oh wow, this is a long one. The mighty fortress of Avadon is both place and symbol. It represents the pact and everything it is willing to do to survive. Everyone in Linnaeus fears Avadon, its warriors and assassins. The attention of Avadon can be lethal. There is nothing its agents will not do to maintain the stability of the pact. The Black Age, a brutal civil war that lasted over 30 years, showed that the 5 nations of the pact had little in common beyond their desire for safety. They could hang together, allied and strong, but there had to be a force counteracting those who would pull it apart. Thus the Keep of Avadon. It has one master, selected by Hanvar's council, who rules for life. Though considering how many enemies that master makes and how many assassins he or she attracts, that life can be shortened dramatically. Avadon stands independent from the council. It is its own law. The council and individuals can petition it for aid, but it primarily watches on its own for threats to the stability of the pact inside and out. A leader rises in the Farlands who might rise to true power. He disappears. A brigand in the Kwa who is angering Holklander by raiding over the border. She is stopped. Even members of Hanvar's council itself can be removed, jailed, or even killed if they attempt to do serious harm to the stability of the pact. Many fear and hate Avadon, not trusting it with the power it holds. Many grudges remain from the Black Age, but few are acted upon. A wise master of Avadon knows that humility is absolutely necessary. After all, assassins are always waiting to be sent. Okay. Not much actual new information, but I like these lore texts, even though they might be slightly long. Oh, what is this? Miranda's office. Oh, that was Miranda's office. Okay, gotcha. She wasn't there though. I thought she said that she would be there if I needed her, but I guess, yeah, well, I guess I didn't leave the map in the meantime. No, I did. I was in the lower level, but I don't know. She's probably still standing around here until this whole chaos, the whole situation here has been cleaned up, I guess. So let's see here. What is this way? Oh, the moment you enter this dome, your hair stands on end. There is a portal in the magic circle to the south. It is a doorway made of raw magical energy, maintained in a delicate balance of power by the wizards of Avadon. Through the doorway you can see an arid landscape. There are thickets of cacti in the distance. It is miraculous. With one step you can take a month's journey. How utterly convenient. Okay. Oh, more lore. Of course. Oh, also... No, this is the way down to the dungeons. Never mind. And, yeah, this is still blocked off. Whoops. Shouldn't get distracted like that, I guess. Let's see here. This book is about the Kwa. Oh, maybe... Yeah, I guess the Kwa was described as a wasteland. So, this might be where that portal leads. Let's see, the Kwa... Oh wow. The Kwa is a member of the Midlands Pact, a nation of harsh people in a harsh landscape. Maintaining life on its wide expanse of scrubland and rocky plains was difficult enough even before dealing with constant raids from wretches and the barbarians of Svorgald. So the Emperor of the Kwa leaped at the chance to join Hanvar's alliance. Those outside the Kwa often joke that this land has 2 kings, their emperor and a bunch of rocks. This is pretty close to the truth. It is true that the Kwa is primarily a hereditary monarchy. Each dynasty leads absolutely until it is deposed by some violent civil war or other. But the Kwa is also ruled by the Stone Code. This is a code of laws first written a millennium ago and greatly expanded since. These laws provide the structure of life in the Kwa. Even the Emperor must obey them. A leader who ignores the Stone Code is seen as power-mad and faces destruction. The core of the stone code can be found in the middle of every city and village of the Kva, carved into 4 pillars of rock, there for all to see. Actually, there is a lot of the code that is written on papyrus. The stone code grew too large to be practically carved onto stone about 5 centuries back. However, the core principles of the code are always visible, and that is what is important. The stone code is a harsh set of laws. There are a lot of punishments, many gruesome, and few outlets for pardon, but it applies to all, rich or poor, mighty or humble, and it has given structure to life in the Kva for centuries. Okay, so I guess it won't let me leave? Yes, you start to enter the portal to the Kva. Peering through the magical doorway, the stark deserts of southern Linnaeus beckon to you. Then you realize that using these portals without permission or instruction would not be wise and could be dangerous. You decide not to pass through just yet. Yeah, I was expecting that. I'm also glad that it didn't let me leave. Let's see here, what's this? Just, do I really need more lanterns? I don't think I do necessarily. But I'm going to take those anyway. And actually, you know what? Here. Oh, I'm just going to put them on the ground, aren't I? I might just store those in some kind of container I come across, if I can remember doing so. Oh, this is some kind of armory, I guess? There's some equipment lying around. Also, there's a container. How convenient. Here, have a blanket and pillow. You're welcome. Could probably store some more of this stuff that I really don't need, but let's see here. I have that, and I have that, and I don't have this, but my buckler is actually better. Surprisingly. Not only is it only half as heavy, but it's also... it has the same chance to parry. Oh, wait, no, wait. Also increases armor by 10%, never mind. And also gives me agility. Yeah. What? Portal to the Kva? Yeah, what about it? What makes you sigh? Smith Duman. This chamber is a small, crowded smithy. The air is hot and full of ash. Multiple chimneys suck the smoke out of the fortress to keep it from wafting down the halls. There is a lone smith manning the forge. He is a short, stocky man with a deeply tanned complexion. You suspect that he is from the Kva. He grimaces as you enter. Another hand come for supplies? Well, I'll do what I can, but I make no promises. I am Smith Duman. He reaches out to shake your hand. As he does, his glove pulls away from his hand, revealing that it has been branded with a T. Ah, a thief then. I have no prejudices. Can I get some supplies? Of course. I am the acting quartermaster now. Why not ask me? But first, I need to hear from Hart Miranda that you can be supplied. You should go and talk to her. Okay, I guess all these the facilities of the fortress are really only going to be open once I've talked to Redbeard, and I'm basically welcome to the company here officially. Avadon has an enormous workshop where weapons, armor, and magical trinkets are produced and maintained by a skilled caterer, is that how it's pronounced, of crafters. The smoke is thick and the raw power in the air makes your hair stand on end. To the south you can see Craftmaster Nicodemus, who I already met. Happily, there are no wolves with him this time. He holds a delicate ring on an anvil with a pair of thongs. Classic. A pair of tongs, sorry. And taps it carefully with a large hammer. Alright. Oh my, that's a picture I got in my head. You too, hopefully. Leather gloves, nothing special here. Bucket of water. No thank you, don't really want to haul that around with me. I could just press this button to see who everybody is. Man, this okay. Was gonna say this continues forever, but Apparently that area is also off limits for now. This cannot be picked, and neither can this. Okay. That's good in a way, since it limits the places I feel compelled to check out before I actually continue. Help, help, what? Oh, can't help. Oh, another stairs down. Interesting. What have we here? Oh, this box is locked. Okay, so there's locked containers as well. Kind of to be expected. Where is Nicodemus? Yes. Assistants, come help! I'm not your assistant, so I don't feel compelled to help you. There are the thongs. They don't look very comfortable, but then I don't normally wear those anyway. Oh wow. I'm allowed to take all the iron I like, but not the ruby. Sorry. This book is about the ram. Okay. Let's see. The ram. The ram is the easternmost member of the Midlands Pact. It crawls up most of the eastern coast of Linnaeus. It is a sea power. Its merchant fleets can be found in all four seas, north, south, east, and west. The ram, despite its awkward location, is a hub for goods and ideas of all the lands of Linnaeus. Daramites are a pleasant, tolerant, philosophical people, loving long conversations, leisurely meals, and an absence of warfare. Those sound like my kind of people. They were the first to fully subscribe to the idea of forming the Midlands Pact, especially since it gave them at last protection from the constant flow of vicious raiders from Svorgeld. The people of the Ram have a very unusual way of selecting leaders, one that makes the other lands of Linnaeus see them as quite eccentric. All of the Ram is split up into bands, groups of people between 500 and 1,000 strong, divided up by village or neighborhood. Every 5 years the bands gather for a speaking, where they choose a speaker. The speaker is the one who has the support of the largest number of members of the band. Then the speakers gather in groups, and each of these groups choose a single member to represent it. This process continues upwards until a council of about 10 or 15 honored Daramites is assembled to lead the nation for the rest of the 5-year period. Thus, in a very real sense, even the poorest and lowliest has a voice in selecting the highest powers in the Ram. It is a very strange practice. Fortunately, it has shown few signs of infecting the other states of Linnaeus. Fortunately, you say. Well, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily need to be bad. If it works for them, I guess. So, hey Nicodemus, what have you been up to? Once again you approach Craftmaster Nicodemus. You feel a bit safer this time, as he doesn't have any mad, twisted wolves with him. He sets his hammer aside and nods to you. I see that you have settled in, and now you are here to receive supplies, yes? That is my purpose in life. He smiles. I am here to protect the hands. How can I help you? So, can I get any supplies? Of course, as soon as Hart Miranda lets me know that you are entitled. You might wish to speak with her. Now excuse me. Okay. Same as with the smith, I kind of expected that. Right, also, there was nowhere else to go from here. Oh, also, I guess all these things are just marked. It's not necessarily quests. Or rather, quests seem to be the star icon, and those are just points of interest. I'm just curious that only one of the two stairs leading to this little basement area is marked, not the other. Maybe just an oversight, or maybe to reduce the visual clutter of all those little indicators. Hey Polis. What have you here? Oh, this, I guess that means that this is my quarters. Miranda did say that it was right next to her own quarters. Hey Nathalie, oh, this is your quarters. The mage Nathalie is sitting at her desk surrounded by papers and scrolls. It appears that her every free moment is learning new magical techniques. Is lost in study, reading obscure tracts and learning new magical techniques. Such dedication is unusual, even at the rarefied level of Avadon. She sits with you, reluctantly accepting a brief rest. What do you wish of me, fellow hand? Now that you see her in good lighting, you realize how young she is. She is 17 at most, amazingly young for a warrior of Avadon. Only 17, and she's already been so eager to finally be allowed on a mission. I mean, how long could she have possibly been here waiting for an assignment? Well, maybe we'll learn. So, Nathalie, where are you from? I am from Calamdariel, jewel of Linnaeus, a place of beauty and wonders, and home to the greatest of colleges and academies. She blushes slightly, but I will cease there. Others tire quickly of hearing descriptions of my homeland, even accurate ones, she adds ruefully, and I must make an effort to make friends where I can. Well, we're already kind of friends, I mean. We have had a little adventure together. That's a bond. Or that helps form bonds, I guess. So do tell me more about Calendario, please. Ah, but you attempt to tempt me, yes? To draw me into a new speech so you can mock me behind my back. Know that I'm used to it. I will believe what I believe. I will simply say that we are a place of culture, good breeding, long tradition, and great order. Even a Hulklandan must admit that whatever else he convinces himself of, So there are fine colleges there? Indeed, only the Ram matches us in our libraries and our respect for learning. The finest workers of magic come from Calamdariel, without question. Not the crude shamanic arts of the West, but true magery. So others don't like hearing about your land? The Pact has 5 lands, and the history among them has not been untroubled, to say the least. Though the civil wars of the Black Age are a century past, many grudges remain. For example, I have learned to say little about the Baraza Woods. Ah, right, that's the place where I have a potential quest. Thank you for reminding me. Though it is a topic dear to the heart of all true Kellam. Ah, okay, so the Baraza Woods are in Calendario. Okay, and the Calendario, so the inhabitants of Calendario call themselves Kellam, I guess, instead of Calamdariolans. Yeah, that's quite the tongue twister. And who of the pack do you hate? Understand, I claim to hate none of my mates in the pack, not even the Hulklandans. Open arms within, the stone wall beyond. I believe this even when every drop of my Kellam blood fights it. Okay. So tell me more about those Baraza Woods. I have learned well not to discuss it. Not if I ever wish to be used in a mission again. Huh. Wow, that makes them even more interesting. But oh well. What else could I ask her about? Where did you get those papers? Don't even know what those papers are, but whatever. She looks at the scrolls on her desk. The librarian, Lyra. Even though she is Hulklandan, she is very kind about letting me see the papers. She collects magical writings from all over Linnaeus. I am not supposed to have anything from the library in my room, but she helps me. How? She lets me borrow papers that are of interest, but not unique enough to become a part of the permanent collection. I look at them and then return them for destruction. Then none of my rival hands get to see them. She smiles sweetly. Okay. Yeah, more questions. What exactly are you preparing for? She looks ruefully at the stacks of papers. I came to Avadon because I knew I was destined for greatness. This place was to be the fulcrum from which I could move the world. But things have not worked out as well as I had hoped. So I prepare. You are destined for greatness, you say? I am. I am tired of concealing it. It was clear from the time I could walk. My mastery of magic is deep within me. I was the youngest student in the history of the Academy. At times I even taught my teacher. I was the youngest graduate in centuries. Only 2 mages in the history of Calamdariel earned their robes before me. Only 3 received a true staff sooner. My innate talent is clear. Everyone recognizes it, but Avadon. That seems very impressive. She seems slightly embarrassed by her outburst. I apologize. Such words only get me in trouble. And yet, I must say it from time to time, so I do not forget it. So, you came to Avadon. Of course, Avadon is the true power in Linnaeus. When I looked at myself honestly, looked at the potential I had been given, I knew that it was the one place where I could truly live up to what I should do. What happened once you were here? I was accepted, of course, as I knew I would be. And then I was not used. I was treated as a mere apprentice, given lessons in skills I had mastered years before. They even tried to make me an eye. I pushed for more to do whenever I could, and so I made enemies of those I most relied upon to use me. But I am patient, and I will show my true worth. Why didn't they use you? They said it was because I was too young, and as if that makes me untrustworthy. As if my skills, which they themselves admitted were superior, could not help make up for such shortcomings. And perhaps there was envy. There was envy there as well, and fear. I would not guess what was happening in their minds. You have enemies now? Well, that might be a strong word. Perhaps I at times pushed too persistently to be allowed to serve. Perhaps I irritated Hart Miranda more than was wise. So they mock me. It is no matter. They will learn. She looks at the scrolls. I will study, and I will show them. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I don't have anything against her. I'm going to take her on missions, if I can. Unless another mage comes around who is more, I don't know. If I have a choice between multiple members of each class or character type, then we'll see what I base my choice on. But for now, no need for such choices. So let's take her coins. Thank you. Let's give her her own candle, because why not? Leave all the rest. And what's this? About Calamdariel. I kind of expected that. Let's see here. Calamdariel. The people of Calamdariel have the most advanced, sophisticated culture in all of Linnaeus, and they take great pains to make sure that nobody ever forgets it. Their food, their music, their literature, all have a complexity and quality unknown outside any state but perhaps the Ram. Calamdariel's culture is a subtle melding of the customs of all the peoples who have invaded it over the centuries. Because of the breadth of its lands and difficulty defending them, Calamdariel has rarely been able to hold off an invader. Instead, it takes the hordes in, seduces them with their way of life, and in the end assimilates them. But this has long been a painful and trying process, with much death and devastation, and thus the current rulers of Calamdariel had no difficulty deciding to join the pact when membership was offered. In the centuries since, some things changed in Calamdariel. Like their military, which has grown far stronger, and their ruling nobles who have in their new safety engaged in baroque political struggles, court intrigues, and campaigns of quiet assassination. The culture, on the other hand, remains. A bit stagnant and codified, perhaps, but still the envy of the known world. Few are as pleased with the security of the Midlands Pact as the people of Calamdariel. Their constant attitude of superiority frequently causes anger, but rarely violence. Only their lasting argument with Hoklanda over the ownership of the contested Baraza Woods threatens to erupt into violence. Ah, thanks for that little piece of information right there. So, there's a conflict about those woods. And these quarters have been set aside for you. By the standards of Avadon, they are fairly plain. Compared to what you are used to, however, they are amazingly opulent. We don't actually know anything about our own past. It has not even been alluded to, really. Sapphire, nice. To be sold in a shop once I have access to such shops. What have we here? Nothing. I guess I can store my personal belongings in there. Oh, okay, and I can also close it. Just for aesthetic reasons. And what have we here? About eyes, hands, and hearts. Eyes, hands, and hearts. The power of Avadon looms over all of Linnaeus. Its word is law, its attention brings judgment, and of course, such force needs control and organization to be properly deployed. For that reason, the warriors and agents of Avadon are divided into 4 factions. The Eyes are spies. They wander silently through the lands of Linnaeus, looking for signs of chaos. When the Eyes discover someone who would disrupt the peace of the pact, they call the wrath of Avadon. The identity of the Master of Spies is a guarded secret. The identity of the Master of Spies is a guarded secret. Only Redbeard knows the names of the most effective eyes. The Hands are the largest faction. They are warriors, shadow walkers, and mages. They are the ones who openly investigate signs of chaos and who inflict the judgment of Avadon. Unlike the Eyes, the identities of the most effective Hands are known far and wide. The Hearts are the researchers and advisors. They are the sages who monitor the libraries of Avadon, answer the Master's questions, and provide advice. Only the Hearts can say their minds to Redbeard without fear. In fact, that is their most important purpose. And finally there is the Master, Redbeard, the one who decides who is spared and who is destroyed. Also, at the same time, the smallest of the factions. A one-man faction. Alright, again, this part is off limits, the eastern part, or the easternmost part of the fortress. Right. Was there anything more this way? No, not really. Alright, just filling out the last corners here. Okay, I guess that's really as far as I can go for now. Oh wait, not quite. I completely forgot. There was this downstairs area that I did not check out. Right here. It's probably nothing, but I'm also going to make a quick pause here. And here we are. Just skip that little piece of walking down the corridors for you. What have we here? More iron? I don't think... Well, it doesn't seem to be just for selling, so maybe there's a crafting system in the game, I don't know. You enter Craftmaster Nicodemus' private forge, where much of his most creative, if not necessarily useful, work takes place. Avadon is built over a natural steam vent, and much of that heat is directed into this chamber. Two of Nicodemus' assistants are moving things around to the north. Not humans, but humanoid, tall, scaly, with horns and fangs. Somehow Nicodemus has bound two infernals to his service. Fortunately, collars around their necks hold them in bondage. Okie doke. Infernals, you say. I mean, they should be friendly, but still, I'd rather save before dealing with them. You never know. Hey, bound infernal. You get close enough to the infernal to take a nice long look. It is very rare to get so close to these huge, unpredictable creatures. Fortunately, the collar it wears shocks it painfully whenever it tries to lunge at you. Eventually, you leave them to return to work. If the magic of their collars ever fails, this chamber will become very dangerous. Oh, I completely foresee that happening. And I'm looking forward to it. And of course, all these worthless things are fine to take, but not the more useful or more valuable pieces of equipment. That's to be expected. Not that I can use them at this point anyway. I mean, I could use... No, I already have one. Never mind. Let's see here. Probably nothing else I can do for the moment. You can't use this forge until you find a runestone. When you have one, you can use it to improve your weapons and armor. Okay. This box is locked with 6... well, requiring 6 lockpicks. Alright. Okay. So nothing major down here, at least for now. Okay, that leaves me with finally visiting Redbeard. I know, I evaded that for as long as I possibly could. Sorry about that, I guess. Well, this episode has been going on for a while, but I guess I'm going to possibly include the conversation with our boss. There are 4 quick spell buttons. What? Oh. Don't know why that tooltip came up. All of a sudden, this is the first floor of Redbeard's tower, where the Keeper of Avadon meets with the Hands, Eyes, and hearts, as well as the assorted diplomats, supplicants, and courtiers who come to ask for help or mercy. It is far quieter up here than downstairs. Nobody wants to be the loudmouth who irritates Redbeard. That can be very dangerous. You can see his hall to the east. Several people wait patiently outside his chambers, hoping that he will decide to spend a few minutes hearing petitions. He usually doesn't, especially in these chaotic times, but they wait anyway, for day after day. Okie doke. Alright. So these doors are closed, but still, what does the sign say? To ceremonial hall, okay. And what's down this way? Sorry, by the way, I just can't help but explore every possible path before going the way I'm supposed to go. It's just how I roll. Redbeard's tower, unsurprisingly, has a number of guards. They are different from the warriors downstairs. They are far larger, far stronger, and far dumber. Redbeard chooses as his personal guard those who could entertain no thoughts of ambition. Their eyes follow you as you pass. They are ready to crush you at the slightest sign of treachery. Enlightened conversation is completely out of the question. Not that I'm particularly keen on conversing with these guys. So yeah, don't mind me, guys. I'm just the new guy taking a nice little tour here. Keeper's Tower. Wait. Oh, this is the way further up, I guess. Alright. And this is the upper library. Oh, right, the library. I guess we have some more to read then. Looks like one more lore item. So let's get to it. Oh, about Redbeard. Sure. Redbeard. Redbeard is the current master of Avadon, a post he has held for an unthinkable term of almost 50 years. He was originally selected by Hanvar's council as a compromise candidate, weak and dependent on them, who would preside over the slow decline of Avadon. His servile exterior turned out to be a ruse. Once he was keeper, he proved to be a master at trading favors and accumulating influence and power. Instead of weakening Avadon, he made it stronger than ever. Redbeard was a true believer in its purpose, to be an impartial, lethal foe of anyone who would weaken the pact. As a result, Redbeard is responsible for countless deaths during the years of his term, all caused, or so he would claim, in the name of peace and stability. He has shown an uncanny ability to recognize the limits of his power, only arresting or destroying a powerful figure when he senses that it is safe to do so. Despite his dread purpose, Redbeard is a jolly figure, eager to drink, joke, and sing. To some, this pleasant exterior only makes him more terrifying. Nobody knows Redbeard's age, or what strange techniques he uses to extend his life. He doesn't seem to have aged in decades. All wonder who or what will fill the vacuum of power left when he dies. Others wonder if he can, in fact, die at all. Yeah, that sounds very suspicious. Oh, never mind, we have another piece. The Keepers of Avadon. Alright. The Keepers of Avadon. The leader of Avadon is its keeper, chosen by Hanvar's council. He or she serves for life. How long that life actually is can be matter of some unpredictability. The first keeper of Avadon was Talara, who ascended to its throne when the fortress itself was completed in cycle 6240. She served for 5 tumultuous years, rooting out and destroying many who could not accept the treaty that ended the Black Age. Of course, in this process she attracted many enemies. One of them finally got poison in her wine in 6245. Avadon was leaderless for 2 years, while the council debated whether it was still necessary. In the end, they answered in the affirmative. They selected Harem of the Qual to be keeper. He rooted out the foes of the pact for 8 years before he started showing an undue interest in the members of Hanvar's council itself. He disappeared in 6257, and no trace of him was ever found. The next 4 keepers proved unable to master the power of Avadon. Confused and without allies, they fell to ambitious underlings who tended to become keeper and die not long after. Disturbed by all of this chaos, in 6265, the council chose Redbeard to be keeper. He seemed at first to be affable and easily controlled. As long as he did all the council required, he would be protected. Redbeard turned out, however, to be far more cunning than expected. Almost 50 years later, he still holds his post. Yeah, I think I might be wrong, but we're in 6312? Is that right? I might be wrong, but that would make sense given that timeline there. What? Jarvina, I guess? Man, stop running around. And Fabron, okay. Who are you? There is a young man wandering through the library, lost in thought. His hair and clothes are immaculate, done in all the latest styles. You guess that he is from Kilimdariel before he even opens his mouth to speak. He turns to you and gives a tight little smile. So, there are still hands in Avadon. I was starting to think that they had all retired. I am Fabron, the envoy from Kilimdariel. There is much you can do for us, and we will give proper consideration, of course. You are an envoy? Of course, all powers in Linnaeus send envoys to Avadon. There are some tasks that can only be done by Redbeard's warriors. Nobles send me requests and I pass them on, with, of course, massive rewards. It is the only way we can keep even with our enemies. Our help is always expensive? Of course, Avadon provides powerful justice, but expensive. And who are your enemies? Do not be naive. The enemies of Kilimdariel are all that are not Kilimdariel, such as the greedy and vengeful creatures of Holglanda. Isn't Holglanda part of the same pact? Unfortunately, yes. We are sworn to fight to defend them. Then, when they are not scheming to steal from us and to keep the territories they stole from us in the Black Age. But this is not the time to discuss such things. Right, more questions. How long have you been in Avadon? Months, an eternity. I'm not to be relieved for a season. You do not care for Avadon? Do not be offended. Avadon is cultured by the standard of Linnaeus. However, it is crude and barbaric compared to what we are used to. Then tell me more about your Kilimdariel's culture. Of course, it is the envy of all the known lands. Our food, our clothes, our bards. At first I thought it was beards. Being away from it pains me, but these tiresome discussions are drawing us away from my purpose. Anything more? What would you hire me to do? Right, let's talk business. So much to do. Ah, yes, you would have access to the dungeons, wouldn't you? I believe there is someone named Quennel down there. At least he was taken down there, and his body was never returned to his family's keep. We have had word from Avadon that he would be freed, but he has not been. We will pay well if you go down there and find out what happened to him. Why was he put in the dungeon? He waves his hand airily. Oh, I don't know for sure. He was part of some conspiracy that angered Avadon. He was caught and brought here based on what they learned. All of the conspirators were killed. Just an unimportant tiny bit of history. Yeah, I'm sure. So, if he's been set free officially, he could just leave, but he hasn't? So our sources have told us. It is most unusual, and his family very much wants him back. Okay. Ah, that is an official quest. Find Quennel. Fabron is an envoy from Kilimdariel, currently in Avadon. He asked for your help. He believes that there is a man named Quennel in the dungeons. Find him and see if he can be released. Well, he was not in the parts I had access to so far. Anyway, Hart Jarvina. There is one person in this library. No, there are actually two, but whatever. She is an old woman with graying hair and the garb of the Wildrealm. She runs from bookshelf to bookshelf, desperately hunting for scrolls and records. When she sees you, she says, without breaking stride, I am Hart Jarvina. I don't know you, and I don't have time to properly meet you yet. Soon, when these troubles are over. You are a Hart? Yes, one of Redbeard's trusted advisors. Not that anyone has explained those things to you. You are new, and we are busy. Well, I've been reading a lot. What can you tell me about Redbeard before I meet him? The Keeper. Talk to him yourself. He will want to meet you. He meets all hands before they go out into the wilds. He might even talk to you later. You should visit him from time to time. He might have more work for you. Okay, what are you looking for? Information. There are many things happening, things that must be addressed. I am finding the maps and histories and so on that I can suggest so that I can suggest where Redbeard should send hands next. What sort of things are happening? Riots, raids, signs of unrest, rumors of things have become very upset lately. Rumors of things have become very upset lately, and the problems in the dungeons have not helped. Do not concern yourself with the why and how. Just do what the hearts and the keeper tell you, to the letter, and you will prosper. Or die gruesomely. So you tell Redbeard what to do? I give my advice. That is the task of a heart. I spent many years fighting as a hand and proving my wisdom. That is how I earned this rank. How can I help you? Please, just leave. Just leave me. I need... There! She grabs a map off a shelf. Excuse me, much to do. Alright, gotcha. So... She might not be one to give me quests directly. Oh, there's an elaborate glowing rune carved on the floor in front of this door. Motes of light rise from the rune and float into the door. This is powerful warding magic. Without some tool to help you pass the rune, this enchantment will make it extremely difficult to open the door. Okay. I hope it's not going to kill me. It's not? Okay. What is this? The Keeper's Hall. Oh! You step into Redbeard's audience chamber inadvertently. I was actually thinking that I'd keep that for next episode, but oh well. So you step into Redbeard's audience chamber, the place where the Keeper of Avadon greets outsiders, and for the first time you lay eyes on the master of the Black Fortress, the man who has kept Linnaeus trembling in fear since decades before you were born. He sets down a goblet, casually wipes his mouth with his sleeve, grins, and waves you forward. A new hand, and a good time for it too. Step in here. Let me have a look at you. Okay. Oh. Alright. A new recruit. Yes. Oh, and the first achievement. I don't know if that's getting recorded down here. Well, I guess I'll see in the video. At last you stand before Redbeard, who is alone in his enormous stone hall. He is not what you expected. He is a massive man, over 6 feet tall and broad of shoulder. The hair and beard are his namesake, are, as expected, bushy and fiery red. He looks like he is only a few years older than you, which, considering that he has been the Keeper of Avadon for almost 60 years, is a little odd. But the strangest thing is his mood. Despite the chaos inside and outside his fort, he seems strangely jolly. A genuine grin doesn't seem to leave his face for a moment. He steps forward to clap you on the shoulder. Welcome, new hand. Welcome to Avadon. Okay. I thank you for your welcome. He nods. Politeness. Good. Manners are a valuable thing to have, out in the wilds. A good blade, of course, and knowledge of the rightness of our cause. But calm and a kind word can do so much, eh? Even in these chaotic times, I always greet my new recruits. I never send anyone to risk their lives without at least that little honor. And, of course, there is one small bit of business. What is that? He stands up straight and adopts an air of bemused self-righteousness. I, Redbeard, Keeper of Avadon and Defender of the Pact, offer you the honor of being a hand of the Black Fortress. Do you swear to obey our orders and give all for the safety and security of the Pact? So I have different choices as to how to reply to that? I will follow your orders as I see fit. I don't know. I will give all I can to protect the Pact, I guess. Redbeard nods. But you won't swear, eh? Oh, I guess that was a difference. Noted. I have never had much faith in oaths. Seen too many of them broken. But I do love tradition. Ceremony. Yes? He laughs. Now, I have a question for you. What is it? All come here to serve the Pact, though they have very different ways to do it. Some that involve serving me and some that oppose me. But service is never the only reason. Not with so much wealth and power available, eh? So tell me, and I assure you I have heard everything. What do you want here? Wealth and power sound good. Well, since I don't know anything about my character's background, I can really make it up freely, I guess. I guess I really haven't thought about it. I'm just what's the word? There's a term for it. Just an adventurer, I guess. Someone looking for his own fortune. Really? All the work to come here and you have no idea what you wish from your life? Fascinating. And not the slightest bit suspicious. Still, focus on duty is appreciated. I suppose then that is all. I must return to my work. Wait, there is something I need to know, I guess. Redbeard sighs. Curiosity, inquisitiveness, those are such a trial. Alright, one question. Okay, better make this count, huh? I have heard many rumors about you, that you have 3 wives, that... no, that doesn't seem wise to ask. I saw a prisoner in the dungeons. He was held in place with magical bonds. Yeah, I guess let's ask about that. Why not? He's not going to tell me about what's happening probably, since apparently hands are not supposed to know all the details. So yeah. He laughs. Oh, old Lexram. He tried to assassinate me once, so very long ago. He has had time to regret it, I assure you of that. He is there as an example to all those who would try to unseat me. None can succeed, and the punishments are... Then one of the hearts comes in, her arms full of maps and scrolls. This will have to wait until later. Such a shame. Return to Heart Miranda. Time to begin your labors. He waves you away and returns to work. Okay. So I guess didn't really matter what I asked him. He wasn't really going to give me much info either way. So yeah, new quest, return to Miranda, go downstairs, blah blah. Okay. Gotcha. Simple enough. Alright, man, this is the longest episode yet. I'm usually going aiming for about an hour, but yeah, well, this is slightly longer. I hope you don't mind too much. In fact, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider hitting like, subscribing, commenting, tell me what you think about this game, about my Let's Plays, about anything, life in general, and all the rest. And yeah, well, see you next episode. Until then, have a wonderful time, and bye-bye.